It started just like any other duck pond in the Coteau Hills of northeast South Dakota. Clean, cool water left by melted glacier more than 12,000 years ago. 70 years ago, a man sat atop his horse, looked down across the rolling prairie, and saw what most could not: a natural bowl in the earth. Prairie grass covered hills surrounded the pond, and so it began. In 1945, E.W. Weisel, his wife Jo, and daughter Cleo drained the pond and flattened the bottom. A massive amount of rock was removed and hauled to the top of 3 hills, where it can still be seen today, anchoring 3 American flags.
My father started it back in the early 40s. There were Wild West shows at those days, and this man would have a couple of truckloads of stock, a couple of bucking horses, and then they'd go to a county fair or something. And well, it got fall, and this man didn't have any shows to put on, couldn't find any spot to put on one, and he wanted a place to water or keep his stock, so he came to Crystal Springs. And my father realized that he had to find a spot for this man to rodeo, or he might have them all winter.
The first performance brought in hundreds of fans, but Weisel saw something more. He imagined thousands of people sitting on the hillsides cheering on cowboys. That became a reality within a couple of years. Weisel was once quoted, "I'm just a cowboy that had a dream, and I made that dream come true."
And he did have this dream of this slough that had 3.5 sides of hillsides, just natural. And so they got a bunch of corn cribbing to make an arena and dug it up and put this up, advertised it word of mouth just a few days, and put on a rodeo on Saturday.
His dad rides out from town and sits down on the trench and says, "E.W., you know what they're saying about you in town?" He says, "Well, I guess we don't care." Well, his dad says, "I'm going to tell you anyway. They're saying that you are crazy." But it was his dream, and he's the one that had the dream to put a rodeo here, and the goal ever since has been to try keep that dream alive.
He oversaw the rodeo for 25 years before passing the torch, entertaining crowds of up to 20,000 during the 3-day performance. After a couple of dry years, the rodeo was in steady decline until a group of local businessmen formed Crystal Springs Rodeo, Inc. in 1985.
Together with several folks from town, we got a group together and sat down with E.W. Weisel and said, "Can we put on a rodeo?" And he said, "Yes, you can." We got Mr. Sutton to come in with his contract and asked him if he could put the rodeo on in that short a notice. He says, "Yes, you can." So in '85, there was 10 of us that formed a corporation, Crystal Springs Rodeo, Inc.
I rodeoed for about 30 years, from border to border, coast to coast, and I never came across another rodeo like this. The atmosphere is unique. It's down in a natural bowl. If it's something that you're thinking about, well, you better just quit thinking and just do it. It seemed like I was there for forever, and you know what? I was there my entire rodeo career, and I'm pretty proud of that. And I'm very thankful for that. CSR is family and friends, and a lot of warm and wonderful memories for me. CSR is my favorite place to be.